Ja, hallo liebe Basketballfans, wir sind hier auf dem Streetcourt am OrangeCampus und haben exklusiv unseren neuen Coach Ty Harrelson?
Ty Harrelson.
Ty Harrelson bei uns.
Let's skip the middle.
Ja, welcome in Ulm or in New-Ulm. Cheftrainer ratiopharm Ulm, Ty Harrelson. Wie fremd klingt das für dich?
For me, it sounds exciting. I'm happy to be here. I know the history in Ulm, in the BBL, and a long time ago, I played against Ulm in the second league before they originally moved up.
It's a very long time ago.
20 Jahre, so yeah. But I'm excited to be here, and for me, it has a nice ring to it.
And it's nice to be in the arena now, not in the Kuhberghalle, like 20 years ago.
Right. I mean, they both have great atmosphere, but of course the facilities and the way that Ulm has grown over the years is really impressive.
Ja, es ist eine lange Basketballreise, die dich hier zu uns geführt hat. Nach dem College 10 Clubs auf 3 Kontinenten, 4 Clubs als Trainer. Viele Abschiede in 20 Jahren Basketballkarriere. Welcher Abschied ist dir denn bislang am schwersten gefallen?
To be honest, I think it was Vesta a couple weeks ago when we were knocked out of the playoffs. Had a great time there. It was a little bit of a struggle coming out of COVID and leaving the U.S., a job that I had for 6 seasons, to come here, and the success we had at Rasta was very fast. It happened very fast, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity, and to the management and the club for hiring me, my agent for making the connection. It was a great opportunity for me to get a professional coaching job back in Germany, which is really what I set out to do. I bet on myself a little bit to leave a job and have a year off, hoping to get a job in the BBL and to be able to get a Pro A head coaching job and win the championship in the first season, and then have such a great year this year. It was a tough farewell.
The fans from us saw the pictures in television. It was very, very emotional for you. You're a very emotional person, or was it just a very emotional moment?
I have allergies, so my no, I really have allergies, but no.
Allergy against farewells.
Right. No, it was. Yeah, it was just a very nice moment, and knowing that we had so many good moments in the last 2 seasons there, and it's a great. I had an amazing support system, and the fans were great. I really don't have anything bad to say, and yeah, just all those, knowing that that's the last time there, to have that feeling was a special moment.
Ich habe gerade darüber gesprochen, dass du natürlich viele Stationen gehabt hast. Was bedeutet denn Zuhause für dich?
I guess home is wherever I am. I grew up with my parents were both involved in basketball. They were both coaching, and when you grow up in that atmosphere, you know that you're going to have to change positions, every now and then, or you get a promotion or whatever it might be. So I moved around a lot as a child. It was tough to say where is home. Home is where the family is, kind of thing. And in terms of my basketball career, well, that was just because I wasn't very good. I had to keep finding the next job. No, I'm very thankful. I was able to use basketball as a tool to travel around the world. I wasn't good enough to play in the NBA. I knew that. So for me, it was to take the opportunity to travel and use basketball as a tool to learn other cultures. And I'm very thankful that I was able to do that on a couple of different continents. And what I learned over that time was I really enjoyed my time in Europe, and in particular in Germany. And that's why I set the goal to come back and get into professional basketball here.
Du hast ratiopharm Ulm ja bislang nur aus der Ferne erlebt, vielleicht noch bei einem Auswärtsspiel in der ratiopharm Arena oder vor 20 Jahren in der Kuhberghalle. Was waren die 3 Dinge, mit denen du Ulm von außen spontan charakterisieren würdest?
Well, I was, yeah. That's a good question. Back when I was playing in Bayreuth, I had the opportunity to come here and have a tryout situation. I decided to stay another season in Bayreuth and not take the offer in Ulm, so I was a little bit familiar with the club a long time ago. And because of that experience, and I followed closely German basketball over the years, and it's just been amazing to see the development of the club. And I guess facility-wise, it's really impressive. It's hard to pinpoint three things, but we when we played here this season, the arena is beautiful, great atmosphere. The Ulm fans, the fan section was big and loud, and yeah, it's an exciting place.
Und du musst die Farbe nicht wechseln.
Right. No, so I think it's an exciting place to play basketball, and of course the opportunity to coach comes up. It's something I felt like I couldn't pass on.
Ja, du hast die letzten Tage ja viel Zeit damit verbracht, dich hier bei uns so ein bisschen zurechtzufinden, wo es war, wer ist wofür zuständig. Ich hatte den Eindruck, es fällt dir leicht, auf Menschen zuzugehen. Hat sich das entwickelt in deiner Karriere oder liegt es in deiner Natur?
I hope that it's my nature. Again, people here have made things very easy just in my first few days, so it seems like everyone's working together well. I think that's a little bit of the culture, not just in Ulm, but in Germany in general. It's something that I like, and so yeah, I want the working environment to be very healthy. I want everyone to enjoy what they do. I enjoy what I do. It's also important that I carry that into the everyday thing. We want the players to enjoy their experiences as players. And so that's the kind of culture and environment that I want to create, and I think it's already here a little bit anyway.
Das erste, was wir von dir gehört haben, der neue Coach kommt im Sommer und er kommt mit einem Hund. Das ist ein Staffy, ein Staffordshire Terrier, kräftige, selbstbewusste, durchsetzungsfähige Tiere. Wir sagen hier, wie der Herr, so ist Gscher. Wie viel Staffordshire Terrier steckt in Ty Harrelson?
Well, I like to use, her name's Molly, and she turned 7 in October. But I like to use her as an example. If someone comes to the door or the window, she's not very friendly. The rest of the time, she's very friendly with people. Not so much with animals, but she's very friendly with people, except for if they try to come into my house. And so I use her as an example. We don't want anybody to go into the key. Okay. And so they got to play defense like Molly. Like that's important. And yeah, you have to have a little bit of fight in you to be aggressive and play defense. And yeah, so I have some socks with her picture on it, and yeah, she's the defensive mechanism.
So, die beiden Seiten, das Freundliche und das Aggressive, ist Teil deines Jobs?
Well, I think so. We work together. We want it to be a good environment, healthy and everything. But once you cross these lines, we have to play with a certain amount of toughness and intensity, and that has to go on for a long time. So we want to be consistent for a long time, and anybody can be enthusiastic for a short period of time, but to have the endurance to do it over a long period of time. The season's long, the playoffs are long. They're still going. And that's what we want to create.
So, ich frage nur für eine Ehefrau, der Namen nicht genannt werden möchte. Wie läuft es mit dem Hundesitting, wenn du mit dem Team unterwegs bist?
Well, again, the people in Vestia were very helpful. Molly spent time between a couple of different families whenever we went, and two of the families worked with Rasta in the company, so they knew when we were on the road, and they made those things very easy. So I'm very thankful for their help with her, because she is important to me, and it's kind of like having a little kid, you know. And
Liebe Fans, das ist eine kleine Suchmeldung, ja, für die Ulmer Fans.
Yeah. And to know that she's also work, so yeah, it takes a special person to be able to take care of a dog, and I was thankful to have a couple of very good friends. I would say friends who were able to help with her.
Der alte Ruf voraus, gerne auch mit Spielern zu arbeiten, die sich weiterentwickeln wollen. Wie wichtig war für dich die Idee, das Konzept ratiopharm Ulm bei der Entscheidung, hier zu uns an den OrangeCampus zu kommen?
Well, I think it's a very similar concept with what I've worked with the last 2 seasons. I like the idea of developing players and working with young guys and giving them opportunities as long as they're willing to put in the work and the effort to help. Being a former player, to help guys be successful on and off the court is important to me. I think if you try to leave a legacy as a coach, you have to find something besides the X's and the O's. And when players are successful, it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel like I was a small part of their journey. And I always remember the coaches who I played for who helped me along my path. And I've tried to take the best things that I learned from those coaches over the years as a player and implement them into the program. So, yeah, it's definitely an important aspect. And I like the idea that Ulm has to take these young players and to develop them and give them the opportunity.
Die Mannschaft wird aber ihr Gesicht verändern, das liegt in der Natur der Sache. Was ist für dich in der Zusammensetzung besonders wichtig oder vielleicht ein bisschen präziser? Welche Spielertypen suchen wir für den Ulmer Harrelson Basketball?
Well, I think Ulm has a great core group of German players returning already, and for me that was important. I think the identity with the fans and with the city and everything, if that can stay intact, and then we have to go out and find imports to fill in the spots that are left behind from some very talented players that played here this season. So, Torsten does such a great job with finding guys who fit and who fit the style of play, and we're going through that process right now.
Du hast den Kern der Spieler, der deutschen Spieler, die bleiben, genannt. Das ist unter anderem unser Kapitän Tommy Klebeis. Wie wichtig ist denn so eine Personalie bei einem Neuaufbau auf dem Feld und auch im Lockerroom?
Well, I was able to speak with Tommy as soon as I accepted the job, and he was able to give me some insight into the rest of the team. But I think it's very important for the coach and player connection, and to have somebody as professional as he is, and helpful, but also a very talented basketball player. So you get a lot of results having somebody like Tommy on the team. And he could also help with insights onto the players coming back and how the culture is and those sorts of things. So I think it's really important, and I'm glad that he decided to stay in Ulm.
Du hast an einigen Stationen auch als Spielertrainer gearbeitet. Inwiefern hat es deine Arbeit beeinflusst? Bist du ein Spielercoach?
Yeah, that was an opportunity to get the first head coaching position. I was in the second league in Australia, and I was an assistant coach the first year, and then I was able to get the opportunity to become a head coach, and that's when my coaching journey, I transitioned from playing into coaching and a little bit less playing. Yes, I was a player coach, but a little bit less each season. Had a great run doing that, and then was able to take a university job back in Texas, but I've been in a basketball family all my life. My grandpa played. My mom. I mentioned my mom and dad. My mom and dad met at university, and had kids when they were very young. And my uncles played. My cousins. So we just have a big basketball family. And so I think for years my idea of basketball and work environment has been developed probably since I was very young. But I was able to take that and it was a unique position to be a player coach. There's not a lot of those out there. So I set up all the offensive plays for myself, so I could score a lot of points and get a lot of assists. And
that's nice. Das ist natürlich ein sehr schöner Aspekt.
And then I could hide on defense. So I had the other four guys playing really, really hard defense. No, it's
that's no role model for us. No.
No, it's yeah, I think it's important. There's a lot of great coaches who never played basketball, but for me, I think having been a player, I think it was important.
And we just have player coaches. Thorsten played not so high on quality, but we have Jaka, we have Anton. So it's a good tradition to have player coaches here in Ulm. Wie arbeitet denn der Coach Ty Harrelson? Wie sind deine Prioritäten im Training, Taktik, Strategie?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty broad question, but I think
we got time.
I think there's power in people. So we need everybody to work together, and we'll structure the practice to be the most beneficial way. We'll work on many aspects. Defense every day. I think it's so important. Defensive.
Ich glaube, ich habe das Wort Defense hier schon mal gehört.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I know probably every coach in the world says we have to play defense. But it is something that we work on every day, and that's a big focus. And we want to develop the players' offensive skills, and then they get to use them within the system. I think in that way, players can show their talents with a coach like myself. And maybe that's some people would say it's too loose at times, and I get it. But I think players need to be able to make mistakes and make reads and feel out the game. And of course we will have concepts and we'll have structure. But I want it to be offensively. I want it to be a system that players can develop in and enjoy playing. And we like to move the basketball and play together. It's not a ton of isolations. So yeah, I guess that's what's important. Guys have to want to play together and offensively, and we want to run the floor. And yeah, I know it's pretty general information, but yeah, that's the way we do it.
Du hast vorher schon die jungen, talentierten Spieler angesprochen. Jetzt ist es so, dass wir auch im Jugendbereich, im Nachwuchsbereich einen neuen Headcoach bekommen für die NBBL und die Orange Academy, Florian Pfapp. Wie sieht bei dir denn die optimale Zusammenarbeit mit dem Coach der jungen Leute aus?
We want to have a great correlation. We're going to try to make all the basketball language, the calls very similar. So players who have to go between Pro B and the BBL have a similar language, and we keep it simple. So we're not trying to do complex things that don't translate when they make the jump. I was able to coach against Florian in Dusseldorf in the Pro A season. I think he did a great job there with the team and the club and the budget and all those things.
Genau, aufgestiegen, Klasse gehalten.
Right. And actually he came to several of our games from kind of midpoint of the season to the end, and I have a good relationships with him, so I'm looking forward to working with him and seeing what we can build here.
Sounds good. It's like a family in basketball Germany, right? Thorsten Leibener hat mir mal erzählt, das Einzige, was ihm fehlt, nicht mehr als Coach zu arbeiten, ist die tägliche Arbeit mit den Spielern, sie jeden Tag zu erleben, ihre Stärken zu stützen, an ihren Schwächen zu arbeiten und jeden Tag die Entwicklung zu beobachten. Was ist für dich das Schönste an deiner Arbeit?
Yeah, it's a lot of those same things that Thorsten mentioned. It's getting to be around the guys on a daily basis. When you played for so long, you're used to a certain lifestyle and going structure on practices and workouts. So I really like to have relationships with the players, and what gets my heart beating is the games though, and the game days and the tactics and the strategies, and of course we want to win, and so the winning always feels better than the losing, which I've been very lucky to work with people who have helped me be successful over the years. So. I love game day, and sometimes the grind of practices and stuff can be hard for players, and I'm aware of that. Okay. But we know that we have to put in that work in order to get the results we want on game days.
Ja, es wartet ein Sommer voller Arbeit auf dich. Wie sehen denn die nächsten Wochen auf deinem Terminplan aus?
So right now, working with Thorsten and Thomas, of course, to put the rest of the roster together. That's a process that takes time, obviously. I will go for my coaching A license this summer, and then I will fly to Australia to spend time with family.
Worauf freust du dich am meisten im Sommer?
Well, I always like to get the final product of the roster, and sometimes that takes right up until first practice days or first month of the season. But then once the group's put together, to know what I have to work with the whole season. I look forward to those days. So that's a process from now until they're all here. But that's really what I look forward to. I also look forward to meeting with the coaches and the staff once everyone gets here to talk about how we're going to make this work and what I would like the product to look like.
Also du arbeitest zusammen mit unserem langjährigen Coach Ty McCoy. Jetzt haben wir 2 Tys an der Seitenlinie. Wie stellt ihr sicher, dass es zu keinen Missverständnissen kommt?
During the playoffs, I was asked before the game how we're going to stop DeAndre Lansdowne. I said, if anybody has an idea, give me a call. And I wasn't serious, but maybe it came off that way. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas, give me a call. No, Tyrone and I we'll have to decide. Coach Ty, I don't know. Maybe we call him T-Mac. I heard, but I need to talk to him. Somebody said maybe we can call him that, but I need to talk to him and find out what's the best option.
Also es gibt noch keine Lösung.
I don't think there's going to be. I think anytime somebody says Ty, we're both going to look. Anybody says Coach, we're both going to look. So it's normal. It's actually new for me. But we've had a lot of Sebastians on the same team or Tommies. we've had players with different names. We'll figure it out.
Wenn es mit der Sportkarriere nicht geklappt hätte, du hast ja vorher erzählt, du hast Sport in der Familie, welches Talent hättest du dann zum Beruf gemacht?
Well, I have a business administration degree, undergraduate degree.
Okay.
And then I minored in history because I had an interest in history. And then I went on and got a master's degree in athletic coaching, so in education. But really what I'm really interested in is kind of real estate and real estate investments. And I think the business degree helped me with that. And I did a little bit of work experience back when I was playing and was able to dabble in investments back in the States.
Okay,
So,
it's because of the work, or you just like lovely estates and nice buildings, or is it the business?
No, quite the opposite. I looked for very cheap houses on the market that, I mean the typical start with what you can afford to buy,
Okay.
with the money that I made playing basketball, and try to invest it a little bit. And since I started that back in 2007, it's just been a real interest of mine. I still look for opportunities, although I don't act on them very often. I like to look for investment properties, and I have a very small portfolio with that, but it's something outside of basketball that I like to do.
Gibt es denn irgendwas, was du gar nicht kannst?
We talked earlier, but I'm not very good with music, and
Okay.
and I'm bad with names of popular artists and stuff like that. I don't know why. It's just never been. I like to watch movies.
Maybe it's not important.
I like to watch
it.
movies. I like to listen to music, but if you say so and so sings this song, I don't know.
Ja, du hast ja schon ein paar Jahre Erfahrung mit Deutschland und den Deutschen. Was gefällt dir besonders gut an uns?
Honestly, in some way, I like the structure. I like the safety. I feel like it's a great place to live. I like to travel in the different cities and the way the city is structured with the centrum and the walking areas.
It's very different to United States or Australia because it's very old.
It is. It's very different. And I know every place has different history and so forth. And I don't want to talk about the things I don't like, but I just enjoy the lifestyle here. I enjoy the basketball, the professional basketball. Of course, I watch what happens in the States and in Australia, but I just feel like it's a great place to live. Of course, a big part of my life is the basketball, and to see how it's developed in the last 20 years, from small stadiums to bigger stadiums, and the popularity. The stadiums are full, even in the Pro A, it's just an exciting lifestyle for me. And right now in the summer, beautiful weather, and
Okay.
is it too warm?
No, it's okay. But
Well, you had rain here last week, but
Yes.
I wasn't here for that.
wait for the winter. Yes.
No, but I like the four. Honestly, I like the four seasons too. I don't mind the winter. I like snow, and you get that here, and you don't get
If
that
you don't have a
everywhere.
winter, you can't appreciate the summer, right?
That's right.
Ich bin ein bisschen neugierig, weil du gesagt hast, du möchtest nicht über das sprechen, was du nicht magst. Ich frage anders. What we can still improve in Germany?
For me, it's really easy to live here.
Okay.
You know, one thing everybody can improve. I know a little bit of German, but as soon as for an interview, it probably needs to stay in English. But if I start to speak German with someone, they immediately recognize that I speak English, and because everyone's learned it and everyone speaks it so well, it's switch to English right away. So it slows down my learning process.
It makes very easy for you because a lot of Germans know a little English. So.
Absolutely.
Ja, du hast über dein Deutsch gesprochen. Gibt es denn sowas wie ein Lieblingswort und ein besonders gutes Wort, das du oft benutzt?
Well, okay, I've lived in a couple different areas, so now I know Servus, Moin, Grüß Gott, like it's all the different
Servus,
greetings.
Servus is okay.
Yeah, right. Now I have to switch back from Moin because I used Moin for a while, but I hadn't heard that until I lived in Vesta. So no, I don't know. It's fun to try to learn the language. It's fun that I can start to understand more and more the longer I stay here.
Okay.
But I don't. It's hard to.
But it's not your favorite, like Schnitzel mit Kartoffelsalat or something like that. You,
Okay, you're putting me on the spot. I'm sure there's some sayings I have, but it's
you can order your dish, so.
of course.
Yeah.
And I can read most
Okay.
things, and again I can understand most conversations. But
Für englisch sprechende Leute, es klingt Deutsch manchmal so komisch. Like a word like Abgabengebührenverordnung. It sounds strange for you as well after the time.
I think when I first arrived, but you know, if you're gonna I think if you're gonna live in a country, you should try to learn a little bit of again, that's a cultural thing. I think it's important. And now I got a word for you because I was looking it up, and maybe you can answer the question. The Ampelmann. Okay, why does have the Ampelmann?
So we had the East version as well, I think.
Yeah, the East version.
But we have this West. We don't
Okay.
think in East and West matters, but I think we have different ones.
Okay, but I noticed like over the years the Ampelmann is in East Germany.
Ampelmännchen.
They
It's
have the same
important.
light. Yeah, they have the same lights, but I thought the rest of West Germany had a different light, and then here in Ulm I saw the Ampelmann, so I was happy about that.
Das Ampelmännchen. Wenn man am Ende deiner Karriere auf die lange, sehr erfolgreiche Zeit bei ratiopharm Ulm zurückschaut, welche Überschrift sollte da über der Geschichte stehen?
Probably something along the lines that I was able to continue the success that the club already set before.
That's very humble.
Before I arrived. I want to, you know, you asked earlier about the feeling that I had when I left Vesta, and it was a very good feeling that I was leaving on good terms, and that's what I hope to have whenever it's time to finish here in Ulm, whenever that might be.
But we don't want to talk about farewell, just about welcome.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's forever. So.
yeah, maybe it's forever. Also herzlichen Dank für das erste Gespräch.
Thank you.
We wish you a wonderful time, successful time with us, with the organization, with the team, with the fans, with Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, with Ulm and neu-Ulm, and hopefully you fall in love as well as in Vechta.
Well, thank you for having me, and I hope I can make the organization and all the fans proud.
Dankeschön. Ty Harrelson, erstes Interview. Wir freuen uns auf viel mehr.